We'll let these guys in. All right. It's going to be such a fun night. I'm glad everybody is joining us on this Wednesday night. Let's see. Welcome, you guys. Excited to have you all. We're so excited to just share a little bit tonight and talk about our incredible program that we have, and also the coaching opportunity that we have. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear a little bit more from a few of my really good friends. I want to welcome you guys. Hi, Justin. It's so great to see you. Hi, Eric. So I'm so excited. My name is Sage Pierce. I am an Optavia health coach. I'm a mom. I'm a previous nurse. We'll talk a little bit more about our stories, but I'm so excited to introduce my very good friend, the amazing Kat Hillig. She's going to share a little bit of her story so far with Optavia, with being on her own health journey, and then also with coaching. So Kat, share a little bit with us, just, with your story, and get us started off for the night.
Oh, thank you. So, hi, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. Yeah, I am actually a nurse by heart. I'm a nurse practitioner. I was a flight nurse. I've done all the things within pediatrics in the nursing field, and have done all of the things you could possibly think of to try and keep myself in a healthy weight range. And as I got older and had two small children around, it got harder. Moving more and eating less did not work anymore. I met Sage via social media and saw that she had had a lot of success and decided to give it a try. And she was right with everything that and she'll go into the program here in a little bit, but it really does make you feel amazing. And I realized for my husband and I is that it gave us the tools we need to really easily have success in our nutritional health, mental health, financial health. It simplifies things. We all know what we should be doing, but when you just don't have the bandwidth to do the meal prep and all of the things that you have to do to count and weigh, this was such an easy option for us. So it has been magic for us. And about a month into it, I became a coach. I'm beyond my years coach at the end of this month. I have decided that I love healthcare. I love being a nurse, but working with babies that are really sick is really extremely taxing, stressful, emotional. And this has allowed me to spend more time with my family and be available instead of being gone for 24 hours a day. But more importantly, it still lets me serve my nurse's heart. I still get to help people be in their best health, just in a way less stressful, critical way. So I have got to connect with people. I have learned the company offers the most amazing personal growth for free to us. The lectures that we receive are just amazing, and I would listen to them time and time again. And it has been just the most amazing thing to be part of this program. So it has been quite a gift, and reconnecting with people, just all of it has been wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Kat. And isn't she's amazing. So, and you remember, she has two the cutest boys you've ever seen in your life, but two of the cutest, smallest, little running around, crazy, busy boys.
Naughty, very naughty and rambunctious
way.
children.
Yeah, but she was gone so often from them, and I think as like parents, it's one of the things that we recognize the most, like where we really need to be. I think we know in our heart like what the most important thing is. And that was one of the first conversations I remember with Kat, like, what would it be like to be home more with your kids? And especially now that you're healthier and have really worked on healthy habits. So anyway, it's just been so awesome. Like Kat said, we didn't know each other before, and then we talk every day. It's been incredible. She lives in Michigan. I live in Colorado. And so getting to connect on that level too has been incredible. Same with Abby here. So I'm super excited to introduce my friend and amazing coach and amazing friend and mom, Abby. So Abby, just share a little bit about your experience, with the program and coaching as well.
Yeah. So again, thanks for coming, everyone. And so I'm Abby. I'm married to Jared. We have 4 kids, ages 13 to 3. And so we have chaos in our house. We also own a business together. And so we're always on the go. But I started with Optavia. I started my health journey with Optavia in January. But really, like, as I started to kind of look back and analyze my life, I realized that my health journey really started before kids. And when I was able to focus on my nutrition and focus on working out. But as the kids came in marriage, we started I could see our health slowly slipping away. And so I started to see Sage also on Facebook. I already knew her, but I saw her on Facebook posting or sharing her life, sharing her health tips. Do we have a baby on the line?
These mamas are loving it, whoever that is.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Anyway, so I started seeing Sage. And so then I started kind of reflecting on our lives and knowing that we needed some kind of a change. So I reached out to Sage. And then shortly after that, both my husband and I also became clients. And we realized doing that together and focusing on it together helped keep ourselves accountable, helped us kind of speak the same language. We were on the same page with dinner plans. And so both of us ended up, having not huge goals to hit, but we both surpassed our goals and almost got down to like our high school weights, which we never ever thought that would even be possible. Especially me, after having 4 kids, I kind of always thought, oh, I'll always have a little bit of extra weight. But now I feel like I'm, better off even before kids. But it really, for me, again, going back, it wasn't all about the weight when I started seeing Sage on Facebook. It was more about the healthy lifestyle, healthy habits, incorporating those into our lives. So over time, I've realized how much our conversations in our family has changed. And my kids are thinking about food differently. Our snacks are different. Our dinners are different. We kind of just reevaluated. They still push back on some of the meals, obviously, but overall, they always know they have to have vegetables and healthy fruits and everything at the dinner table. So it started with us, but it's been amazing to see how it's carried over to our kids. So that's been awesome. But so once we had some success, then that kind of led me into coaching. And truly, again, what I've loved, again, we run a business, so life is busy, but being able to kind of squeeze this in. I also feel like I never thought this about myself, but through COVID, I realized how much we focused kind of what was under our roof. And so we stopped connecting and seeing people, and not on purpose by any means for us, but so it's been such a blessing to reconnect with people and meet people where they're at and realize that everybody's on a journey, and to get to walk with them on their health journey has been really rewarding. Again, not just on the scale, but just health overall. So what else would I say about coaching? The other piece to coaching that I've loved is just being able to stay accountable to myself and living out loud and having to walk the walk and not just talk the talk, because I think there's people or programs out there that kind of do that as well. So this program really allows you to live the lifestyle. So it's really been a blessing for me as well.
It's been so fun to work with Abby. Our girls are really good friends, so it's fun. Like Mia will say like, Abby was telling me her mom makes her do this, or is talking to her about this too. So, we do expect a little bit of pushback because it's a change for people, but it is so cool to see that ripple effect. It's a complete ripple effect into our families. One of the things I love about what both Kat and Abby were just talking about is we didn't hear them say like, oh, I lost 30 pounds. It was awesome. And then my clients lose 50 pounds. It's awesome. Like, that's not what this is all about. It's a lot of times, a lot of people see that this is where people start in the program, where they have a goal of getting healthier. But the thing I love even the most is that we truly believe in what we say is, optimal health, living in the optimal way, or lifelong transformation. So I'll share with you guys a little bit about my story really quick, but then also just tell you a little bit more about like our program in general, and give you just kind of a brief rundown of our program, as well as the possibility of coaching and what that looks like and how we kind of got started with it. So I was a nurse for 10 years, almost 10 years in the hospital. And then, just realized I was not home with my kids like I wanted to be. And so I ended up working from home for a while, and I loved that. But I really, as a nurse, I always wanted to help people. And I realized that I had a barrier at every corner and was like, my goodness, this person has this, ailment, and they haven't had direction to talk to a nutritionist or a dietitian, or, and I just felt like I was constantly like banging my head at my desk. Like I don't feel like I'm making the change that I want to make. And then, I had always been into fitness and health, but really wasn't always a great eater. I was definitely an emotional eater. And this, like Kat said, one of the things we have that we really focus on is learning about health, the foundation of health, not just about a quick fix, an easy button, really learning about, what it takes to be healthy daily and doing it again and again and again. So I had learned through some of our mini trainings, like Kat had mentioned, that I have a full sugar addiction. Like I had never admitted it to myself or realized it, but I learned that through this program and was able to make changes, really quickly with my coach. In the beginning, I lost 23 pounds in 2.5 months. But what I realized was it wasn't that changed my life. What changed my life was how I felt emotionally and mentally. We have a strong family history of depression and anxiety in my family. And it was something I just was like, this is what we do. This is how I live. I always have to have that life and that, but that was the first thing I started noticing. I was sleeping better. And then I was feeling better in my mind. And I was like, whatever this is, I'm all in. Like the weight loss was just the cherry on top. I know it's a bad analogy, but it was like, that's the best part, like the best part was how I was feeling. So kind of like Kat and Abby mentioned, it was like, it started where I was working on me, but then very quickly, when you feel so good, start talking about it to other people. And I was talking to my sister. I'm like, I don't know what this thing is, but so far I feel amazing. I was day 5, talking, and she's like, my brother-in-law wanted to get healthy too. And so I talked to my coach, and I was like, here they are, like, help them please. And she's like, no, why don't you just go ahead and start coaching them? You can coach them. And at the time I had this idea that you had to be somewhere, you had to be like that perfect coach to be a coach, right? Like I needed to have my weight loss or needed to know all the things or know everything about the program. And I realized that actually wasn't it at all. It was that they needed me right where I was. And so we were able to link arms and really do this together. And my brother-in-law lost 70 pounds in 4.5 months. We got to do the whole thing together. And that is a really good point. Like Abby and Kat both mentioned, is you're 5 times more likely when you do this with somebody. So we really encourage people to get started with somebody, especially if they're under their same roof. Because it's such a fun thing, fun experience. And you're talking about it, you're living it out loud to people. So Optavia, basically, there are 4 main components to the program. And, when people hear about it and they see the results from people, they think it's just about nutrition, but it's actually, that is one of 4 of the components. So as a client of Optavia, you have your own health coach. So that's, one of us or somebody else that, as a health coach would be able to be there for you to guide you and really help support you through the program. And, they really challenge you. It's not like they're just going to be like, oh, good job. It's okay that you are really struggling, just keep going. We're going to actually challenge you to be able to make changes that are going to be lifelong and to really get deep into those, the things that have gotten you to maybe where you're at, where you want to get out of. And then the second component is our community. So we have an incredible community on Facebook. If you're here, somebody invited you and you're not part of a community on Facebook yet, make sure to ask the person that invited you to be invited to that community, because as a community, we support each other. It is a true support system. So we really, we share, victories, both scale, non-scale, how we're feeling, what we're doing. We share recipes, we share ideas about things, we share hard days, we share great days. So it's a really incredible support system is what it is. And then we also have Monday night community calls, and these are free calls for anybody. They're webinars where you're able to get on and listen to experts in the areas of different areas of health, where they talk about, it might be about sleep one week, or the next week it might be about emotional mismanagement, or like I had listened to about sugar addiction. So we get to continuously learn about different areas of health and get to be a part of that community. And then the third component is our education system. So we believe we are lifelong learners. It took us our whole life to get to where we are at in our habits and our knowledge about health. And it's not going to happen just with a quick fix to be able to have a change of mindset. So our co-founder, who is a cardiologist, he co-founded this program and made these 4 components work together synergistically because they are so necessary all together. And part of that is the education. So his name is Dr. Anderson. He wrote these books. This first one is called The Habits of Health. And this goes into the habits that we focus on in our program. So of course, healthy body weight and nutrition, but also hydration, movement, sleep, healthy finances, healthy mind, basically healthy surroundings, all these areas that if you're struggling in one, it's probably impacting your life and others. And so we really like to learn about where we're at and how we can progress in small movements. We call them, one healthy habit at a time. And that's something we get to do with our coach, as well as the second book that he wrote. It's called The Life Book. And this life book is like a journaling workbook. You guys can see, I was laughing to my coach's friend saying, I hope this doesn't fall out during this, but you can see what mine looks like. It's falling apart because I take it everywhere. It's basically a workbook we get to work with our coaches and on our own to help to decide where we want to focus our health. And again, it's really challenging us to get better and to not stay stagnant, but to have a lifelong pursuit of health. So we get to work with those with our coaches. And then the final component is the actual nutrition part of the program. It's very, very simple. It's all science-based. You guys see the before and afters. If you haven't, asked the person who invited you to see a few that you might resonate with. But really those people are so successful because this is all science-based. It's backed by pharmacists, nutritionists, physicians. And the idea is that we want to stabilize our blood sugars and have the right amount of carbs to proteins with small, frequent meals. Depending on what your goals are, is you'll eat 6 times a day. 6 times a day is pretty awesome. People feel great. They're not depriving themselves like a lot of other ways of weight loss that, you don't get enough to eat and you don't get the right nutrients. So we have basically, depending on what your goals are, we start with really what we call a lean and green meal, where you have a really healthy meal that your coach is going to help you to learn about with proteins and vegetables. And you can keep it really simple if that's what you want. Some people are like, I've never been a cook. You don't know about this. So we can help them keep it really simple, or we have really great recipes. Again, that's the community. We have all of those resources there. And it is really delicious, amazing food. We get to learn about portion sizes. We get to learn that we actually want to fuel our body. We want to give us the right nutrition. We don't want to deprive or restrict ourselves, but we really learn about how we feel too. And your coach will help you with that. So you have that 1 meal a day. If your goal is a weight loss goal, or some people have a couple of those whole food meals a day, depending on what their weight loss goal is. And then they have a product from Optavia called a fueling. I tell people, like, fueling your car, fueling your body. So the fuelings are carb and protein balanced, and they're designed to get your body into a mild yet efficient fat burn. So people feel great with these fuelings. There's all sorts of options. We have options for people who are gluten-free, who are, like to make sure that they don't have any nuts or whatever it might be. So you can talk with the person who invited you here and find out if your dietary restrictions, if there's any considerations there. With our program, we also have different programs for people, whoever is on here with that cute baby. We have a breastfeeding program. We have a teens program. We have a program for elderly. We have a program for people who are type 1, type 2 diabetic, hypothyroid, gout. So a lot of people are like, gosh, I wish I could do that, but I have, these restrictions. But we have something that can work for most everybody. I work with a lot of women who are in that kind of pre-menopausal and postmenopausal, and they do amazing on this program. So there's a lot for everyone out there, and then people can be successful if they're ready for the program themselves. So it's been such an honor. It's been so fun to be a part of the community. Like Kat and Abby said, for us to all really get to know each other, reconnect, get to know new people. As everybody knows here, you guys, it's been a rough couple years, and a lot of people like Abby have shied away from connecting with people. One of my favorite parts about this program is that we have the most incredible community. It's people that want to see you succeed. It's people that want to cheer you on and that are going to have the tools and the support to help you with that. So, again, if you've been invited to this Zoom and you're interested in learning more about the program as a client, we would love to welcome you into our community. Cost-wise, you would be super surprised at how cost efficient it is and how it fits into your budget. If you buy food, you can afford this program. It's just shifting your priorities, shifting your grocery store. But a cool thing is part of our program with coaching is you have an opportunity to also make an income while you're creating impact. It's both in impact and income, especially around this time of year. I know, well, right now we all know how much cost of living has increased in every different direction. So a lot of times I'm talking to people who are like, gosh, I would love to do that, but I just can't afford to do this program. I can't afford it at all. And so what we can do is we can have help them to find a few people that they know that also want to get healthy. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows somebody that wants to get healthy. So, we have a lot of people that start as clients and coaches actually the same day, because they're like, gosh, I may as well. I have friends that want to do this and we want to get healthy together, family members. And we have a whole apprentice style with coaching. So we would do the coaching with you for you. So you can start as a client first, you can start as a client and a coach at the same time, make a little side income for the holidays, but also more than that, really help to see your people get healthy and have that accountability yourself, like Abby and Kat talked about. So anything is possible. It's a pretty incredible community, pretty just ridiculously incredible program. From a business standpoint too, we were the second fastest growing company in the world. Now we're the 22nd fastest and the only health and wellness program on the list in that 100 fastest growing companies in the world. So we're not going anywhere. We're in Hong Kong and Singapore. We plan to go out even further. But it's a remarkable program that is, again, science-based, but really about the people. We want to see you succeed. So thanks you guys for coming. I do actually want to open it up. We have a few minutes if anybody does have any questions about the program, and it could be from a client's perspective, it could be from a coach perspective, or both. So feel free, if you have any questions, you can come off mute or raise your hand. I'm happy to answer them. And if not, we can end early, but yeah. Anyone have any? Justin, you're staring at me right there. I can see ya. I know we've talked about it.
I always have questions. I'm the guy in the room that often is like the initial instigator that gets the crowd going by saying, hey, what about? And then it gets everybody else talking, right? So
awesome. We all need one of those people in the room.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite, and I came along to see how this all works and such. The coaching that I'm looking at doing myself is more of a life coach, career coach, or possibly an authenticity coach. But it would be very similar in the realm of what you are all doing here. And so from the point of view of building the community, have you found it exciting, invigorating, or what's been the inhibitor, or made it hard? Like sometimes it's just like, one more call, right? What are some of the stumbling blocks you've come over?
That. Yeah, we like to joke and say the best part of our job is that we work with people, and the hardest part of our job is that we work with people. But the reason that it's hard for me is the times when I see more for people. And I think Abby, Kat, I know they agree with this. When you see more potential for people and they're not there yet. And of course, that's part of our job, and our the beautiful part about coaching is we get to help awaken people to that. But sometimes people are not quite there yet. And so that part's the hardest part for me. The best part, Justin, is exactly that. Like the community, I honestly wasn't really on Facebook a whole lot, which is funny for any of you guys that know me. I know we met on Facebook too, Justin. So you're probably like, what? Because I'm there all the time now. But it's really because I have found a community of people that I'm like, what? This is like my family. I love being on social media. So that is true, I think, of anything with this program, is you start to really, one of the things that happens when you clear your mind, clear your body of all the junk, right? When you get healthier in your body, your mind clears, and you also realize you wake up to kind of what you want in your life and the people you want to surround yourself with. And it's actually part of what we get to challenge people with is, getting rid of the toxic things that might be in your life and helping people to identify what makes them feel best and who makes them feel best. And so I actually feel like the community I've created in the past 2.5 years coaching is family. And it's truly like, it's people who I'm just like, I'm so inspired daily by all of these people. So yeah, that's been incredible. thanks for asking that question. And yeah, you're going to be amazing in whatever realm of coaching you do. I think the great thing about this, I love that there's this vehicle, like it's all in place and we get to just kind of jump in with it. It's a mission I know I stand behind, and I know these girls do as well, to get the world healthier. And it's all of that stuff. It feels like it's life coaching. It feels like it's guiding and directing, but yet we have the tools already. So I don't have to do that as a business owner. I'm like, it's amazing. I get to just jump in and do what I love, which is the work with the people. So, yeah, thanks for your question. Eric, I see your hand up. Did you have a question?
Actually, I was hoping to address one of the things that Justin said regarding life coaching. Obviously, that's a pretty broad and holistic approach that you need to take with your clients. And I would think that health and wellness is kind of behind a lot of what people need to have in place in order to have the mindset and the state of mind, I should say, for making improvements in their life, right? If we're not happy and healthy, or if we're not healthy in our mindset and in our body, it's kind of hard to make progress in other aspects. So it could possibly be something that helps you to round out your life coaching opportunity.
Very
It's all
true.
about choices.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that, Eric. It's a really great addition. Yeah. It is. There's a lot of discomfort that comes along with growing. You know, we know when people are like, oh, this is uncomfortable. We're like, well, you're doing it right, then keep going. So as a client and a coach, there's a lot of change that happens. But you know, we get to be the authors of our life and our decisions daily. Did you want to say something, Kat? Were you?
Just that it can seem huge when you're like, particularly when you're starting to get to the levels that we're at. It doesn't have to be that huge. I know that Dee and I were talking today. Sorry, Dee, I'm going to call you out here about our conversation, but we both come from a EMS background, and there is a epidemic of unhealth within the EMS community because you're on the go all the time, you're eating on the road, you never know when your next meal is, and yet you have to often do fitness requirements, lift heavy objects, and have all these expectations on your body, but nothing to support it. And so we were talking, what is one or two of your coworkers or a couple of family members, maybe at most to start 5 people that you could then, they're going to be watching you at the tailgate. They're going to be watching you on shift. They're going to be watching you, and you have to practice what you preach. Dee and I are the same. We love to have fun. We love to, be the life of the party. If we ever are in the same place, it will be trouble. It's probably a good thing he's in Colorado and I'm here. But it doesn't have to be this massive multi-person leveled anything. Like, just chunk it down to 3 to 5 people to start. We help you. Sage helps me help you. Susan helps us as well. Like, they were all here, and you could change the lives of 3 to 5 people and keep it simple as that. And that's as big as it has to get if that's what you want. But it can be bigger if you want it to be.
Absolutely. And that's a good point too. You know, some people they just coach their mom because their mom wants to get healthy, and their mom doesn't want to talk to me. Their mom wants to talk to them. So, it's something like that where it could be just one person, and that accountability supports your own health. And there's a place for everybody like that. There's some coaches that coach 1, there's some coaches that coach 5, there's some coaches that coach 20. It's really, there's no minimum or maximum. We also don't have to stock or buy any inventory or anything like that. So there's a lot of, there's really, it's a low cost for a large gain, I guess. So to get started as a coach, by the way, it's typically $199 to start as a coach, which to me is insane, because it's really building your business, especially if that's what you desire. And then all the training is free. But actually, if you are on this call, if you're listening, in a recording or on this call, we're going to be sharing a $50 savings for people that are ready to get started with coaching and help people. Like we said, there's no shortage of people that want to get healthy right now. Whether or not you're starting as a client or you are interested in starting as a coach, talk to the person that invited you here. And it is something that I know that we'll be offering for coaching as $50 off. So, we all know a few people. If you write down a few names of people that you might want to help, we can help you kind of figure out if that's something that would be a good fit for them, and talk through all of that. But it's a pretty incredible opportunity. We're super excited. Thank you guys for letting us share. Thank you guys for your questions and comments, and Abby and Kat, it's just such a pleasure. It's so fun to work with such fun people. Kat is the life of the party for sure. Abby is the most incredible. She can probably rein us in pretty well. And we're all just moms and people who, humans who just want to do better and see our world healthier. And I think that's the most important part of this call. But thank you guys for coming. If you have any questions, please reach out. You're welcome to message, call, and we'd love to share with you guys more. But I hope you guys all have an awesome rest of your evening. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.